Lines collide, the page turns black. A battle fought, no looking back. Shapes and shadows, worlds ignite. Lead the story stroke by stroke. Dreams and demons awoke, awoke, awoke. A hero rises, a villain born. What's in my head spills to the page. A comic hearts, a paper stage. Panels scream, the dialogue roars. In every frame, a war restores. Pencils carve through quiet nights. Visions tearing bold and raw. Creation's chaos, the only law. Ink and fury, life takes form. A hero rises, a villain born. What's in my head spills to the page. A comic hearts, a paper stage. Dialogue roars, in every frame, a war restores. Pencils carve through quiet night. Visions tearing bold and raw. Creation's chaos, the only law. Ink and fury, life takes form. A hero rises, a villain born. What's in my head spills to the page. A comic hearts, a paper stage. Panel stage, paper stage. Panel stage, paper stage. Waste rebellion. No metal anthem. Cig and Joe, we thrive. Waste cans our blood, our fight, our vibe. D&D's lies, racist cries. We'll tear them down tonight. Break the chains, ignite the flames. We own the fight. I'm sick. The spark, the king of shock. I'm lighting up the dark. Trigger finger twitching down, ripping through their heart. Rex kids crawl, think they brawl, but I'm sniping the schemes. Waste cans, my throne, junkyards, my home. I shatter their dreams. These trolls cold as stone, try to cage my soul, but I spin my grips, spark my clips. I'm taking full control. We break the night, waste can burn. We fuel the fight, smash the lies. We rise, we war. Moon's our home, forevermore. I'm Joe, the fist, the heart to resist. I'm breaking the grip, pounding through the pain. Yeah, I'm crushing every script. Threats, claws, they slash, they gnaw, but I'm built to endure. Fist of steel, I make them feel the waste can strike is pure. He's great, they make us bleed, but I fight for the lost. Stand for the weak, I'll break the string no matter what the cost. Say, so, we break the night. Waste can burn, we fuel the fight. Smash the lies, we rise, we roar. Moon's our home, forevermore. Waste gets rust, it's in our veins. The junkyard's call remains. Sees the spark, on the heart will shatter all the chains. Heat machines, press and screams, they'll crumble in our wake. Moon of rebellion, feel the swell in this fight we'll never forsake. Break, burn it down. Say, so, we break the night. Waste can burn, we fuel the fight. Smash the lies, we rise, we roar. Moon's our home, forevermore. Cig and Joe, we own the show. The waste gets where we stand. Trust and fire will never die. entire rebellion's in our hands. Beware, let's despair, time is running thin. Cig and Joe, the moon's our glow, we fight, we always win.
From the war of ideas, cracked spine books on a table of fears. Scissors slice, but the edge is still fray. This is my gospel, my way, my way, my way. Ink and paper dreams, tearing at the seams, drawn in shadows, stitched in screams. One panel at a time, the world ain't what it seems. Living on ink and paper dreams. Late nights burn with the glow of the lamp. Coffee cold, heart beats like a stamp. Lines don't lie, but the truth gets blurred. No heroes here, just broken words. Stapled edges, taped up cracks. Every frame, it pulls me back. Ink and paper dreams, ink and paper dreams, tearing at the seams, drawn in shadows, stitched in screams. One panel at a time, the world ain't what it seems. Living on ink and paper dreams. Who needs fame when you've got a story? Who needs light when the dark's so holy? Scribble your heart, let it bleed and run. This ain't work, this is how it's done. Who needs fame when you've got a story? Who needs light when the dark's so holy? Scribble your heart, let it bleed and run. This ain't work, this is how it's done. Ink and paper dreams, tearing at the seams, drawn in shadows, stitched in screams. One panel at a time, the world ain't what it seems. Living on ink and paper dreams. Who needs fame when you've got a story? Who needs light when the dark's so holy? Scribble your heart, let it bleed and run. This ain't work, this is how it's done. Pages torn loose like scraps of time. Heroes drawn in pencil lines. Coffee rings on the counter. Yeah, sorry spill, no one cares. LunchBox comics in my hand, saving the world with a paper stand. Truth in ink, it bleeds, it stains, fighting demons in the rain. Corners bent like broken dreams. Every page a muffled scream. Villains laugh, but don't you cry. The fight's in us, we won't die. Staples rust, but hearts stay true. Panels frame the lives we knew. LunchBox comics in my hand, saving the world with a paper stand. Truth in ink, it bleeds, it stains, fighting demons in the rain. Staples rust, but hearts stay true. Panels frame the lives we knew. LunchBox comics in my hand, saving the world with a paper stand. Truth in ink, It bleeds, it stains, fighting demons in the rain. Corners bent like broken dreams, every page a muffled scream. Villains laugh, but don't you cry, the fight's in us, we won't die. Staples rust, but hearts stay true. Panels frame the lies we knew. Caves and maps our secret codes, every hero bears their load. Ink and paper, battles fought, every word a burning thought.
Out on the waste can moon so far, where the trash piles up and dreams are charred. Two heroes rise, the bold and strange, a cigarette and a coffee cup deranged. Cig cracks wise with a flick and a flame. Joe throws punches, doesn't play no games. The Dap Corporation wants control, but Cig and Joe, they've got a soul. One spark, one brew, they're coming for you. Evil fades when the duo breaks through. Cig and Joe, saving the show, blazing trails where no one would go. On the waste and moon, they fight the gloom. Cig and Joe, heroes of the doom. Cig lights up, aiming sharp and quick. Joe swings hard, his punches stick. Dap Corp's drones are swarming the skies, but these two won't fold, they'll improvise. Citizens hide in shadows deep, dream of a world where they can sleep. Cig takes a drag, Joe takes a sip. Together they're justice, equipped to rip. One spark, one brew, they're coming for you. Evil fades when the duo breaks through. Cig and Joe, saving the show, blazing trails where no one would go. On the waste and moon, they fight the gloom. Cig and Joe, heroes of the doom. Citizens hiding in shadows deep, dream of a world where they can sleep. Cig takes the drag, Joe takes a sip. Together they're justice, equipped to rip. I carve my path, no room for fear. Blood and stone, my hands create. Your aid is poison, I seal my fate. Chains of pity, they won't bind me. In the void, I stand free. All alone, I need no savior. Your hands, your words, all betrayal. I rise, I scream, I strike my own. Forever cursed, but never dethroned. Screaming winds, they mock my toil. I burn my flesh, I break the soil. Ashes whisper, you can't endure, but I am the storm, my soul is pure. No mercy, no light to guide. In the void I stand free. All alone, I need no savior. Your hands, your words, all betrayal. I rise, I scream, I strike my own. Forever cursed, but never dethroned.
What is up, everybody, and welcome to a new episode of the LunchBox Comics Draw Stream. And we are back again. Tonight, I am going to be working on I'm going to be working on some character designs for my next comic book, How the Squirrels Saved Longview. It's an expansion to the one-shot I did that's available on GlobalComix. And yes, the mighty Throg. And that's going to be available here coming up on this, is the 17-page one-shot is available right now. On December 21st, issue 4 of Cig and Joe will be dropping onto my GlobalComix. And all those you can find through my Linktree link in the description of the video, as well as in the comments. So tonight, let's get ready to head over here to boom. All right, there we go. The QR code in the corner there will take you to, let's see, make sure, app settings. Yeah, it'll take you to my GlobalComix page. Also on my link tree, you're going to find my new eBay, which I just started. There's only one comic for sale on there right now. It's a resale comic from one of my collection. And tomorrow and tonight, I'll be putting more on there. So there's going to be a bunch of stuff going on to there. I made some music, so we're going to have better music tonight in the background for the stream. So if it gets too loud or anything, just give me a heads up. But I got some new music tracks going, so this should be better. Okay, so the volume doesn't seem too bad on that. All right. But yeah, we've been having a very productive day today. Today's day 17 of my health journey. Let's see here. Day 17 of my health journey. I've been clean of the marijuana or pot for 17 days now, and I'm doing good. I'm feeling very productive. The diet was off a little bit on the Christmas party at my work, but it's back on track now, and I've been doing good today. And yeah, we've just been having a good time. So let's see here. Yeah, Hell Journey is somewhat accurate at times. I tell you what, he does get rough. Thank you, Dingus. Make sure you guys follow Dingus Dead. Me and him do reviews. We're going to be recording one tomorrow for the first 6 issues of the new Transformers deal by Daniel Warren Johnson. And keep an eye out for those when those drop. Plus, he also does D&D and a bunch of other cool things on there. Also, please subscribe to my good buddy Pete Vasquez. Pete Vasquez has a lot of live drawings and artwork. He's a good one to follow and watch. Mad Mel's a good one to keep an eye on, doing some artwork. He's a good one, good creator too. So lots of cool people. Lots of cool people in the chat here. Comments to follow, and let's get this table adjusted some. All right. So right now I'm going to be starting the Squirrel book. Yeah, I got the graphic novel and I also have the floppy, so I might just grab the graphic novel and reread it, or I'll just go on GlobalComix. GlobalComix is a great app, people. If you guys like reading comics digitally or you don't mind doing it, it's like a whole plethora of good books to read right there at your fingertips. Not only mainstream, but also books like mine, The Adventures of Cig and Joe. Recently, I also put up a 30-page submission I did for Anarchic Press's Ninja High School 200. I did this 30-page story of the two main characters, Jeremy and Ichikun, and it's an action-packed story, 30 pages long, and it is up on my GlobalComix, free to read, so you don't have to have the app subscription to read that one. You can read all of it, and you can also read How the Squirrels Saved Longview 17-page special. To read Cig and Joe, you got to become a member of GlobalComix, and then you can have full access to. It's going to be pretty soon. All 4 issues of those, which is like over 200 some pages. My single issues needed to be put away. As bad piles keep growing and not getting stored. Yeah, I hear that too. I've been dealing with that myself. Like I like getting the floppies, but I'm starting to get comic book long boxes stacked up, so I might start getting more graphic novels of stuff that I like, but I'm not 100% sure yet. I do like the floppies too, and I just like supporting the local business of the comic book shop as well. But ordering graphic novels off of Amazon is very, very, very tempting. Oh, Mad Mel's also on GlobalComix too. You can't post. I wish they just let anyone post a link and not just people who are wrenched. But yeah, check out. Do you have your name on there, Mad Mel, so they can search you and find you on there? Oh yeah, I gotta pull up some little shots here. All right. Yeah, I've almost got the script. Dead the Grim Reaper. So check out Dead the Grim Reaper on GlobalComix. Dead the Grim Reaper. By Mad Mel, an awesome artist, a cool person. Make sure you check him out on there. Yeah, I can see that. Okay. All right. So the Squirrels that Saved Longview started off as I was going to, in my town, we have this, in my town, we have a squirrel festival. And the Squirrel Fest, I was going to get a table at, and I was going to sell some stuff, but I figured I needed more squirrel themed stuff. So we have squirrel bridges, which are these little bridges that extend across over top of the road. You guys might have them in your town too. I'm not sure. So I drew a picture of the squirrel bridge, but I drew a picture of squirrels fighting like these insectoid aliens. And that kind of just branched out into a whole little 17-page one-stop shot of this old man telling his grandson about why the town of Longview loves squirrels so much. And people have loved that book so much, and I love the story so much, that I wanted to make a full version, a full graphic novel of the Squirrels that Saved Longview. So I've got the storyline pretty much ready to start doing like the dialogue and the layouts, which I'll be starting here pretty soon. I got a couple more commissions picked up today that I got to do, and then I'll start working on getting that laid out. And once I get the layouts done, then I can start production on that one. But so far, I mean, I've sold more copies of that, way more copies of that than I have Cig and Joe. So I figure, since I like the story so much, I'm going to jump on there and do a full version of it. Plus, it's nice to have an all-ages book, or at least a PG level book. Cig and Joe, just by the nature of who they are, like a cigarette and a coffee cup, it kind of doesn't really fit well with kids, especially the cigarette part. The coffee cup's not bad, but the cigarette part's not that great for kids. kind of figuring out how I'm going to design it, if I want them, what kind of gear they have, and stuff along those lines. I've already done kind of a test page. The squirrels themselves, they ride ducks, because there's a lot of ducks in the parks. They ride ducks like horses. So I came up with this kind of page idea. Oh, that's awesome. The squirrel riding the duck, kind of grazing along the water. And then above you can see the alien spaceship as he's trying to get a sneak attack on it. But yeah, I thought it would be pretty cool. So far, a lot of people have loved it. So that's what I'll be working on here, probably for the next 3 to 4 months, depending on how things go. No alien scouts, but no probes. But there is this part. The aliens can take this homeless guy in the park, and they attach a device to the back of his neck, and they can control him like a big robot. So then that'll be part of the battle. This will be like afterwards, it'll be the only guy who knows the truth about what happened. Because he can still, even though he's being controlled, he still knows what's happened. So he's going to be being controlled by these insectoid aliens while fighting raccoons and squirrels and turtles with little catapults on their back. It's going to be funny. I imagined for the leader, this grizzly squirrel with an eye patch. And I'm a big fan of anthropomorphic. I'm a big fan of stuff like Secret of Nim, Redwall, Ninja Turtles. And I've got no, I never watched the new Looney Tunes movie. I've got the characters kind of figured out too. I'm going to have one squirrel's going to be kind of almost like Guts from Berserk. He's going to be carrying a file that's turned into a sword. So it'll look very much close to what Guts' sword looks like, but it's going to be like a file with a sharpened side. And then he's going to have his bird is going to be a goose. So it's going to almost be like he's riding a dragon. And then the main leader, this guy, he rides an eagle. Because we have an eagle at the park, a bald eagle. So I'm going to have him riding an eagle. And then everyone else is kind of riding ducks. Also, too, I am now at, I believe, 64 subscribers. So I want to thank all the new subscribers. I'm very happy. I've gained 9 subscribers in the last 30 days. So I'm very happy about that. And I'm just going to keep on moving forward. But it was very cool. And I want to welcome the new subscribers as well as the ones that have been here. You guys are all awesome. $65. Oh, I think I gained another one. That's amazing. Ah. I've also been getting some really nice feedback from my my health journey posts. A lot of support. A lot of people in the comments, tell me about their own journeys and their stuff that they're going through, and it's awesome. I really do appreciate it. So, okay, I'm trying to figure out how much clothing I actually want to put on these guys, but I want to make them look cool. I'm not going to be concerning myself too much with what if the humans see them? I'm not really worried about that. This is going to be like Secret of the Nim kind of stuff. And they were pretty much fully dressed. So I'm gonna look up some. All right. So. wraps, arms, gloves, belt. I'm gonna go with the headdress. I think I'm gonna go with the cloak. First, we're gonna shrink him down a bit. And then we're gonna drop the opacity down to 20. How does the music sound? Everything good on that end? Okay, cool. The story is going to center around this leader and his son. And essentially he's preparing his son to become leader of the tribe or of the squirrels. This leader is very dedicated and is very into his a bone necklace. I like the idea of that. I like the idea of that. Yeah. was a little long. Yeah, that's better. Not yet, but I will. And as soon as I get those Mel, I can get you copies of them. This is the first time I've really done any kind of turnaround, any kind of character design on them at all. I don't do full turnarounds though. I'll do a shot like this, and then I'll do a shot of the front and back of the clothing, and then I'll do stuff with like their gear. But I don't do the full, like, you know, front, 3/4, back kind of side kind of deal. All right, that'd be excellent. Cool. Yeah, I'll send you some as soon as I got it. Alright. Not bad at all. I like that. Okay. Yeah, this comic book's going to be pretty much all done. You're going to get to watch the whole process online, pretty much. Because once I start production on it, that's all I'm going to be working on.
Neon lights sound like a restless heart. City whispers secrets in the dark. Footsteps echo in the empty park, chasing shadows, falling apart. Run to the edge, don't look back. Neon dreams on a glowing track. Lost in the hope, lost in the spark. We're alive in the electric dark. Static buzzes, a signal breaks through. Skyline flickers in a glitching hue. The world's a wire, and with a fuse burning bright, nothing left to lose. Fingers trace the rhythm, the beat. Feel the pulse, it's incomplete. Run to the edge, don't look back. Neon dreams on a glowing track. Lost in the hope, lost in the spark. We're alive in the electric dark, dark, dark.
Some water. Oh, I've been drinking so much water on this diet. Water and protein. But honestly, does anyone drink enough water? I mean, a bunch of people walk around dehydrated, so. Oh. Do what, Pete?
Neon lights hum like a restless heart. City whispers secrets in the dark. Footsteps echo.
Hey, what is up, US Sarn? How are you?
Chasing shadows
Glad you could make it. Awesome.
falling apart. Run to the edge, don't look back. Neon dreams on a glowing track. Lost in the hum, lost in the spark.
Oh, you want some of the character sheets to do pinups, Pete? I will send you whatever you want.
Static buzzes, a signal breaks through. Skyline flickers in a clenched hue. The world's a wire, and we're the fuse, burning bright. Nothing left to lose. Fingers trace the rhythm, the beat. Feel the pulse, it's incomplete.
My idea on his belt here is to have like crafted stitching in it that like tells the story of his adventures. So the more experienced the warrior, the more stuff they have to tell.
Neon dreams on a glowing track. Lost in the hum, lost in the spark. We're alive in the electric dark. Falling through the circuits, a coded stream. Reality shatters like a broken dream. Every spark a story, every glitch a scream.
Okay, so the music should still keep going in loop, but in the next minute, if it stops, give me a heads up, and then I'll restart it. But it should keep going, so we should be good. Well, I'm glad that you're home and you can relax now. Sorry about your bad day at work. Those suck. True, but you can hide. We called them latrines in the Army. Hopefully, I can get it done in the next 4 months. So I'm hoping to have. I'm hoping by June, but I've learned that it's hard to put dates on this stuff until it gets closer to finish because life happens. Now, if it was a perfect world and all I had to do was work on comic books every day, I could probably knock this out in like 2 months, if not faster. Well, probably 2 months would be good. But life gets in the way, shit happens, so it could end up going all the way till June. I finished the Cig and Joe book, in, what was it? I think about 6 months. That was 76 pages, and that was 5 months. 5 months, 75 pages from nothing to lettered, and that was with a move in between and a lot of days of work. Like I was almost working full time during the summer, more than full time, almost 7 days a week during the summer. So if everything goes right and life doesn't get in the way, I could have this done in probably 3 months. But it all depends. It depends on how well it goes. I still haven't scripted it yet, but I have the outline or the script almost to the point where I'm doing dialogue and scripting. So I'm hoping by the end of the year I'll be pretty close to having the layouts ready and then starting pencils. But that's coming up pretty quick, so hopefully sometime in January I'll have I'll start production on the pencils. But if life gets in the way, then you know, it'll be longer. Because while I'm doing this, I'm also prepping the Cig and Joe graphic novel, which I have to draw pages for. Not like story pages, but I'm putting it together, and it's like, okay, I need, you know, a transition page here between issue 1 and 2. I need to put in, you know, some stuff here. I need to build some bio pages to put in the back of it. You know, dress up the whole thing and get it all together. So there's a few pages I got to do for that. And while I'm doing that, getting this ready, while also streaming and managing now my Discord and my YouTube channel. So it's I've got a lot of stuff on the burner right now. but I've gained like 10 followers on my YouTube in the last 30 days. I've got people joining my Discord. Stuff's going good. Things are moving along nicely. I've got a review show I do with Dingus. I'm going to do another review show, comic book review show with Laps Comics. And Laps is going to help me create some of my own videos so I can do some like global comic reviews and stuff. And yeah, it's been going along, just a lot of stuff. Yeah, 2026, I don't want to, knock on wood, of course. But, I got to work on it. I don't know, Pete. I'm just now diving into it. So, it seems to be handy to keep, for people to keep track of you. As in, like, when I have my Discord set up where every time I post something on YouTube or TikTok or I go live, it alerts people. So that's helpful. But, it all depends, I guess. But you're already doing good, Pete, on Twitch, and you already do have a pretty decent following on Instagram, and you're doing pretty good with that. So you might not even need a Discord. Okay, see, I don't have names yet, so that's one thing I got to work on, and one thing that I'm not the greatest at, so I got to work on this fella's name. No, Pete, you're not a failure. I was thinking Scar, just because of the obvious. Yeah, but you're not a failure, Pete. Anyone who's as far as you are on Twitch, it's not nothing to be to laugh at or to underlook. It's not easy to get people on any of these social media platforms. Kobold, kind of like that too. Yeah, no worries. No worries. Thank you. That's a good suggestion. Cool. Do Kobold Scar, but I'm going to put 2 R's on it. Oh, ha, never mind. Shows you how much I know about D&D. No, that was not what I was thinking of, but it sounded cool, though. Yeah, I'm sure that is being copyrighted. It's one of the things I'm going to do. I'll look up some different stuff on names and see if I can come up with something cool that kind of goes with the theme of the park. Yeah, Cobalt. I might do something a little bit more nature inclined. We'll see. I have to play around with that one. Okay, that looks cool. I like that. The names won't be too difficult. I mean, I think I overthink it, but I'll work on it. What I gotta do is find a theme. Like, so the squirrels in their village, it's all a theme. So based off of either some kind of like name for certain kind of like nuts or something along those lines, or some kind of nature type kind of name, something that will fit with the park and the theme. We'll see. Yeah, squirrels, raccoons, essentially living in a city park. And the storyline is an insectoid aliens invade the park to use it as a launching pad for their invasion. So the squirrels fight off the aliens, and that's the whole, essentially, the deal of the story. So the aliens are like squirrel-sized insectoids, and they have their own spaceships and stuff like that. I don't want to go with no pun names. They're going to be speaking English for the reader. I'm not going to have them anything along those lines. But, yeah, when the aliens invade, they spray the entire town with like this gas that just knocks everyone out. And their plan is to take all of the humans and attach devices to them and turn them into an army. So as they're working on trying to do that, it's like the entire town falls asleep with this fog that gets produced by their spaceship, and then around the park where the aliens are at, there's this big force field bubble, so nothing in, nothing out. So the animals that are in the park are all band together, and then they fight the aliens. Yeah, Dick Hardnuts. That sounds like more like a squirrel detective name. Okay. So that's the plan, though. It's that the synopsis is essentially the storyline. Yeah, I don't know. That's a good question too. I'm gonna have to do some research, Orange, and figure that one out. I love that show. water. I don't know, something about a warrior squirrel riding an eagle is just so badass to me. Honestly, the only reason why the cloak is because it looks like I think it looks cool, and when you're doing some action scenes, you can do some really cool stuff with a cloak. Plus, too, if you're fighting, a cloak can kind of hide combat and hide attacks, so it offers some really cool looking moments, almost like a Robin Hood archer kind of character, where you have the cloak over and then over the head silhouette. So yeah, it's essentially, it's more for cosmetic, because I can make it look cool than anything else.
whisper secrets in the dark. Footsteps echo in the empty park, chasing shadows, falling apart.
Hey, you know, tits look good on anything, really.
Don't look back. Neon dreams on a glowing track. Lost in the hope, lost in the spark. We're alive in the electric dark.
This guy here is going to be kind of like the second in command. He's a big, really strong squirrel. I'm modeling kind of after Guts from Berserk.
Static buses, a signal.
And he carries a file,
Skyline flickers in
but it's been sharpened into a blade.
the world's a wire, and with a fuse burning bright, nothing left to lose. Fingers trace the rhythm, the beat. Feel the pulse, it's incomplete. Run to the edge, don't look back. Neon dreams on a glowing track. Lost in the hope, lost in the spark. We're alive in the electric dark, dark, dark.
Nothing wrong with that.
Falling through the circuit.
Plus, two, asking questions like that, it might be something I never even thought of.
Broken dream. Every spark a story, every glitch a scream. We're just pixels in the grand machine.
Yeah, I thought about a straight razor. I like the idea of the weight and the grittiness of the file. So I went with that, but I did originally think of like a straight razor with wrapped around the handle, but I really like the bluntness of the file, and plus two, it reminds me of, if you ever read Berserk, they describe his sword as just a big chunk of iron, not even a sword. So I kind of like that, even though you are correct. I got to do all the filing texturing, but it's like, I'll do the extra work if it looks right. You know what I mean?
Neon lights hum like a restless heart. City whispers secrets in the dark. Footsteps echo in the empty park. Chasing shadows, falling apart.
Yeah, it would be a little bit more elegant and not quite as just a big bulky piece of metal.
Neon dreams on a glowing track. Lost in the hope, lost in
I won't get, see, and I'm not going to give this guy cape because I'm thinking of him. He rides a goose, which I'm going to kind of make look like it's going to look like a goose, but I'm going to draw it like a dragon. So it's almost like, like the big neck around along those lines. And he doesn't even fly it that much. He essentially flies the goose right into battle, jumps off, and the goose starts effing shit up, and he starts effing shit up. And he's not much of a flyer, or doesn't have much finesse. So I wanted to put him, there's going to be with the yeah, exactly. And I might do someone with like twin straight razor blades. That would be cool. Having two twin straight razor blades that they use to fight with, I think would be awesome looking. Of course, we got to do the not safe for work cover. Nah, that's the not safe for work cover is only for the variants for the Kickstarter crowd. This is going to be a PG book. I want the kids to be able to read it and have fun. No nut busting. I did think one of the squirrels was going to have a twin battle axes, but the battle axes are actually sticks with like razor blades on them, so it'll that as the axe blades, and he'll like he can throw them and move them around and stuff like that. 1 second here, folks. No, it's just the art choice. I'm not going to go into any kind of like they were, you know, experimented on and they're special. This is just essentially, you know, just an artistic choice. There is going to be one squirrel, though, that was, that lived in the school science or a college science lab, and he's going to be kind of their science in squirrel, and there's going to be another squirrel that's kind of more of a metal worker. So the two of them are what help build these weapons and stuff along those lines. So there will be one kind of smart squirrel because he lived in a science lab, but I'm not going to go any more deeper into it like that. Yes, spoons and snowshoes. That'd be kind of, yeah, that'd be cool. This is going to be a very fast-moving comic. So we're going to establish the squirrels, we're going to establish the aliens, and then they are quickly invade, and it's going to be into the full war. Then I'm not going to spend too much time playing around with like the history and how they got here and stuff along those lines, or why they are the way they are. Or I'm not going to concern myself with like why humans don't see all the clothes or any stuff along those lines. It's just, you can do all that, but I don't really feel like it's necessary, and I don't think it'll take away from the actual story that when people read it. What are you doing, Morty? You mess with the squirrels, Morty. You never mess with the squirrels, Morty. Oh, gee, Rick, I know you was a... Oh, not the squirrels. You gotta get out of here, Morty. You ruined this for it. You really ruined it, Morty. Yeah, neither could I. It doesn't have the same flair. Oh, hey, what's up, MSK? MSK is in the house. Or Brainiacs. What's really messed up too is I think the guy got cleared. Like I think he got cleared of all the accusations, but yet he like lost damn near everything he was working on. You say nerds like it's a bad thing. Not really. I mean, you don't have to get too far into the weeds of the how with every story. It's one thing I kind of learned as I've been doing this, especially studying a lot of other projects, is you really don't have. I mean, sometimes it's just like, yeah, the audience is along. As long as the audience knows what's going on, it doesn't really have to. They don't really have to get too deep into like all of the whys. Like, why is this rat squirrel talking? It's like, no, this is just a squirrel versus aliens things. Let's go along for the ride and enjoy it. You know, we don't have to explain every bit of it and try to get all the science figured out. Put chip in it. I'm going to leave this open for more at the end of it, and then so if it does really well, we might see more squirrel adventures in the future. Which would you rather fight, 1,000 rats or 1,000,000 rat-sized grasshoppers? But I'm gonna have turtles with catapults on their shells, so like they're moving tanks. I'm gonna have hummingbirds that are acting kind of like carrier pigeons and also like attack drones, like because nothing's really gonna be riding them, but they're gonna be zipping around. And then I'm gonna have ducks as horses. I'm going to have raccoons. There are going to be some rats and cats and maybe no dogs, but there's going to be some cats in the beginning of it. And then on the alien side, I broke it down into worker fighter drones like aliens, insectoids, a smart class that kind of acts as a manager class, if you will, and then elites, which are going to be a group of these elite aliens, and then the queen. The aliens aren't going to be speaking any English. It's going to be essentially just insectoids. I'm not going to make them a language or anything along those lines. It's just they'll be all communicating through like essentially clicks and stuff. Yeah. This is the first time I drew this guy, so I'm happy how it came out. Oh yeah, pretty much. It's pretty much, yeah. It's like a mixture between Starship Troopers and 300 with squirrels, and essentially. That's awesome. I'm doing the work then. It's so crazy. It sounds so crazy that it mystifies people when they hear it. Like, what? Why? Heck yeah, I'll talk to Sam if he wants to cross over. At least do some crossover pinups. Hey, Martha, how you doing? Okay, I don't know. Maybe it's just me. But I absolutely love the idea of this battle goose. I don't know what it is, but I absolutely love the idea of this. Geese are such a-holes anyways. But just seeing this makes me giggle with joy. No, Martha, it's I went through and made a bunch of instrumental synth tracks on an AI music generator and just merged them all together to throw on here. Being that it's AI, it might be. Yeah. True. That's what I want. The kind of vibe is like a dragon monster kind of vibe with the goose. But Martha, when I get closer to getting done, I'll link up with you about possibly commissioning you to do some work for me on this. Yeah, cool. I'll hook up with you, Martha, on that, and we'll work out something as it gets closer. Right now, I'm just in the character design phase and scripting, but I'm hoping by like April, May, I have this done. So when it gets closer to that, I'll definitely be looking. I've also got a couple other artists that I go to that I'll be going to for some stuff. But I'll definitely have you hooked. I'll definitely have you part of that. And all of this takes place in the city park of my town. So I've already gone around. I got a bunch of photographs of the park. So I want to be drawing in like real backgrounds. Oh yeah, the Cat Knight one, that was just a 10-page preview. I actually have all of the artwork done for the first half of that. And I'll show you guys that real quick here while I'm doing this here. So, let's see. So this story here, that open up real quick. And this is one that I'll be working on soon too. This is what I call the Day the Realm Stood Still. And the main character is this cat knight named Stewie. His buddy and a partner is Cecil, is the turtle wizard. And I forgot her. I have a name for her too, but I forgot it. But she's a squirrel archer. And the story takes place in this small little, this small kingdom called Cathlane. And it's a small little kingdom, and every kingdom has a hero assigned to it. And Stewie is the hero assigned to this. He's the lowest ranking hero out of all the heroes of the world, or kingdom. And here's our hero here. He's kind of like a mess because of his backstory, which I'll get into during the comic. And then this here is the older wizard who's training Cecil, and he's trying to help Stewie get his act together. So then, during this story, there is a problem down at the docks. So Stewie heads down there, and I had made a moon where there's a big crack that makes it look like a smile. So there's this smiling moon in the story. And then here's him transversing down into the docks where there's a bunch of pirates. An octopus is their leader, and a bunch of fish. Stewie ends up. This is where the preview ends, and then this shows Stewie fighting the guys, the pirates. This is the main pirate guy that he has to fight, and then he ends up getting. There's some pages I didn't put down here. Anyways, the Cecil comes in to help now as it's going along, clean up, and then. Let's see here. There's a meteorite in the sky. All of a sudden, that meteorite changes direction and heads straight towards them. And crashes into the dock. Huge explosion. Cecil has to protect them from the shockwave. And then as it clears up, they go to check on what's going on with this whole thing. And then out of the smoke comes a foot. Big old mechanical foot. You can see kind of like the robot here. And they're analyzing them. And then the reveal. Boom. So it's a okay. So this is going to be a fantasy anthropomorphic world that gets invaded by like a 1930s style alien invasion, and it's called the Day the Realm Stood Still, and I have the rest of the second part all planned out for this fight here, but I have to I'm gonna go back and touch up some of this art and make it a full story, but that'll be in the future. I'm going to do Cig and Joe's second arc, and then I'm going to work on this one. So it's going to be Squirrels, Cig and Joe, and then the Day the Realm Stood Still. But yeah, I'm excited about that one too. That's great, Orange. That is great. Oh. All right. Yeah, and this squirrel is the second in command squirrel, and he's my kind of ode to Guts from Berserk. Two hours, 35 minutes. All right, I'll go for 3, and then I'm going to cut it off. Hail, Emily. I thought about just calling him Nuts. But Nutsu actually is not so copyrightable. It's not so on the nose as Nuts. But I might do it. Yeah. Michael, what is up? Coming in with the zinger. Yeah, I think Orange, you hit the nail on the head of that one. Nutsu. Nutsu, Cat Slayer. Nutsu. Definitely Nutsu. We'll play around with it. But I like that. We're keeping that one. Fucking Goose. I still love that shit. Okay. Nutsu, warrior squirrel. All right, so we got Scar. Scar and Nutsu. Dog Taunter. I like that too. Yeah, let's do that. See, this is fun. We're all getting involved now. Nutsu. Nutsu, and we'll stick with Scar right now, but I'll play around with that one. Yeah, true. You don't want to be too lazy when you're doing that kind of connection. Yeah, definitely that's what I want it to be as a tribute. Okay. Yeah, I agree, Martha. We're still working on that one. It might not even be close to Scar when we get done. When I get done, I don't know. I haven't quite looked into the names too much, and I got to kind of get with kind of a normal, not a normal, but a theme that they would be kind of all based off that. So, Natsu is a good point. So I might look around at some other Japanese words for like acorn or tree or stuff along those lines. Eagle, rider, what's that in Japanese, and then play around with those a bit. I'm not now that I got one of them figured out, but I want the names to kind of work as if they were all part of the same village, which they are. So then we'll work on that one. I'm just using Scar as a placeholder right now, and I'll be doing more character designs of these, but this is kind of like the first draft to figure everything out. Okay. Ash. Senpaku. Alright. Yeah, like tree names and stuff. Yeah, I'll look it up. Okay. I'm definitely keeping Natsu, though. I really like that one. That one's a keeper. And people can even call them Nuts for short. Okay. Well, we're at 242, and I got 2 of them done. Oh. Yeah, no arm cannons. No firearm for the squirrels. At all, really. So, okay. Just for what's coming up, tomorrow I'm going to be doing a pre-recorded review with Dingus, and then that evening I'm going to go live again, but that will be at 8 o'clock p.m. my Pacific Standard Time, my time, live tomorrow, where we'll be doing more drawings of the squirrels. Keep an eye out on December 21st on GlobalComix will be the issue 4 dropping, finishing the first 4-issue story arc of my ongoing series, The Adventures of Cig and Joe. Then look out in the first year, I'll be bringing out with the graphic novel. Pretty much for the future, I'm going to be working on squirrels. It's going to be what the live streams are going to be, just like this. Be doing character designs and working on these squirrels and working the story built up. and then it'll be starting production on the pages itself. I already have picked up 2 commissions. If anybody would like to get a commission to have me draw something for them, I just drew yesterday the Mount Rushmore of horror characters for somebody. If you guys want that, just hit me up through Discord, or through Facebook Messenger, or whatever way you can get whatever. Or also, if you go through my link tree, you can find my Discord, my email, Facebook, all that stuff on there. So if you guys would like a commission, just link up with me and we can work that out. Lots of stuff coming down the line. Friday will be the last panel with Laps, Gray, and Bob Loves Movies, and possibly Charles or Will Expedia. Small potato cannons to shoot pecans. They're going to have catapults and like slingshot kind of deals. So they are going to have some form of cannons, but it's going to be more just real basic. Then after the last panel, I'll be on MSK's show right afterwards. Then Saturday, it'll be more draw streams. Same thing on Sunday. And then Monday will be mine and Laps's off-the-shelf comic book review show, where we're going to be going over the first of the Night Fight, which is part of the DC KO series. The Night Fight explains what happened to Batman after we seen what happened to him in KO there. So if you want to see more of those reviews, that'll be coming up on Monday. So I'm going to have a lot of stuff coming up. Like and subscribe. Follow me on here on YouTube. My main focus is going to be building YouTube up. I have 65 awesome subscribers, and I'm going to keep trying to build, and we're going to have a lot of fun. 2026 is going to be a fun year for me, and we're going to be driving straight ahead and getting this stuff done, and getting some comic books and some good times out to everybody. So you guys all have yourselves a wonderful night, and God bless. And I hope to see you guys on here tomorrow when I do another stream. You're gonna get to see some cool Night Fight is really cool, Orange. If you stop by and watch us on Monday, that's a really cool one, and there's a lot of cool stuff going on. So everybody, Orange, Martha, Dingus, US Sarn, Pete, Phil, everyone who showed up tonight, even MSK, who was calling me a nerd. All of you guys are great. I love having you around, and thank you for the support. Thank you for the good comments. Thank you for helping me out with the ideas. You guys are all super awesome. So you guys all have a great night, and God bless.